Hi, I'm Mike McCormack, and here's quick secret number 4 from my new online training program, Kickstart, a 7-step plan to boost sales fast. The whole program is packed with learning, advice, frameworks and checklists to give you the knowledge and an outline to help you create a plan that will transform the sales and profitability of your business. Secret number 1 was all about being totally customer-centric. Secret number 2 was about having a short-term objective to give you a laser-like focus on your business. Secret number 3 was all about how you can make your marketing totally customer-centric to attract the number and type of prospective customers you need and you really can help. I hope you enjoyed the videos. This secret number 4 is a simple but powerful negotiation framework to help you get to great deals for both your customer and you while you retain the profits you deserve. So let's get right into exactly how you can do that and how it can work for you. Negotiation is a key skill for anybody in business, and especially so in any sort of sales-related activity. As with so many other things, it helps enormously to have some sort of framework to structure your approach. Let's start by looking at a framework I hope you'll find helpful. Before we get into the negotiation framework itself, here's a very important thought for you. If as a seller you're going to negotiate with something, it has to have specific value to the buyer. So when confronted with "your price is too high," so many people respond with bland and airy-fairy statements about their great quality or totally amazing customer service. Now that's all good and fine, but it's not going to take you anywhere. The problem with the great quality and amazing customer service is they're both abstract concepts the customer can't see a specific value in, and so therefore they have no value to the customer. And you can only negotiate with something that has a defined specific value to that customer. This next section is all about helping you find that specific value. The negotiation framework I recommend has 4 key elements. The first is to be totally clear on your objective. That then drives how you analyse the situation, how you create options, and the actions you ultimately take. The second is an analysis phase in which you learn everything you can. The third is about coming up with more options than just price. I call this making the pie bigger. And the fourth is about how you will structure the discussion itself. Let's have a look at each of these elements in a bit more detail. Let's look at goals first. There are broadly 2 questions to address with goals. What are your goals and what are their goals? In the case of your goals, you need total clarity of what it is you want to achieve, because nothing else matters. It's very easy to get sidetracked and end up down rabbit holes, so don't. Be clear in your mind what it is you want to achieve, and then keep heading towards it. Every action you take should take you closer to your goal, and of course your goal should be a SMART goal. If an action isn't taking you closer to your goal, forget it, and get back on track to where you're really headed. In the case of their goals, you need to do everything you can to find out what they want, so that you can be sure that ultimately you can fulfill their needs. If they're going to want something you can't do, everybody's wasting their time, and it's best to know about that now. A side issue to this is business is all about people. While doubtless they will have business goals, you also need to think about if they have any personal goals that are either going to help you or get in your way. Everybody has some form of personal agenda, and you need to know what theirs is. Let's look now at analysis. In a complex situation, you need to do some background analysis before the talking starts. That background analysis is going to be very valuable, and it needs to touch 2 areas. The first is people. Who are their people? Are they empowered to make decisions? If they're not, we're all wasting our time. Are there any third parties who could influence them either way? And if there are, how can we leverage them? What is their negotiation style? The second point is perceptions and interests. What's a start point at which both sides agree? It's always easier to build from agreement to more agreement than to start from disagreement. Are there any gaps between the way you perceive things and the way they perceive things? Just because you believe something to be the way it is doesn't necessarily mean they think the same way. Options. Your challenge is to come up with issues other than price that are material and have specific value to what the prospect wants and needs. That way you stay clear of the price or bust situation that drags so many negotiations to the ground. And there are 3 areas you need to consider. The first is options. And this is what I call making the pie bigger. And for me, this is one of the most powerful things you can do to get to a great outcome for both the customer and you. The question here is, what options other than money you can bring to the table to make the focus of the discussion wider than just price? We'll look at this in much more detail later in this step of the programme, but for now you're looking for things you can add into the total package to broaden the discussion, and then for things that have more value to them than to us. What you are setting up are positions that can either be linked or traded. Risks. Almost every project has some risks associated with it. What are the risks to you in this project? And what are the risks to them? And is there anything you can build into the negotiation that acknowledges or manages the risks? Outcome. How can you make the proposition look its most appealing? Are there other ways of looking at the same facts that are more likely to resonate with the prospect and make more sense to them? Finally, we get to action. But when the talking starts, there are still lots of things you can do to help get to the right outcome. Think about these three areas. The first is, how is the negotiation run? Remember to position your people peer-to-peer with the prospect's people. Listen much more than you speak. And watch out for the body language. It can tell you so much. The second is baby steps to commitment. Remember that a small yes is easy, but a big yes can sometimes be very hard. And then, are you sure they're committed? It's very dangerous to assume they are, if they're not. And finally, keep things moving. You can only negotiate when you're talking. So while a grand walking out gesture and a slamming closed of your briefcase might feel brilliant, it's not actually serving your objective. Also, always be aware of everybody's deadlines and try to make sure their deadlines are more pressing than your deadlines. So if we try to wrap all this up, this negotiation framework will work for both simple and complex negotiations. In simple situations, you can probably ascertain everything you need to know in just a few minutes. In complex situations with high stakes, it can often be worth spending days getting to the bottom of everything to be a totally effective negotiator. This is one of those areas where the more you know, the more effective you are. This is just another secret taken from my new online learning program, Kickstart, a 7-step plan to boost sales fast. Based on real-life experience in hundreds of companies, the program has been created specifically for small and medium-sized businesses that want to increase their sales and profitability. The program teaches you how to create an effective business plan for your business that will grow sales and then goes on to help you turn that into a truly actionable plan. Its totally pragmatic approach is to do only the things that really matter and really will make a rapid difference. The program outlines the key steps you need to think through, and I've tried to include some thought-provoking material to help you get to the right answers for your business. The focus is on important and useful ideas that have proved to work. The objective has been to enable you to rapidly understand where you are, what needs to change, and how to make the changes that will enable your business to prosper fast. If you're looking for the silver bullet to boost your sales and profitability, this could well be it. If you found these videos helpful, you should check out the special offer to invest in the full Kickstart, a 7-step plan to boost sales fast program. You'll find it's a small investment, but it could make a huge difference to your sales and profitability. The thinking and principles in the program have doubled sales and quadrupled profits in a number of organisations. What could it do for you? You owe it to yourself to find out, so click the link below now. This special launch offer is time limited, so you need to act now. Thank you.